Thank goodness you're here. We all got so excited about Slugsy's surprise, we thought we'd come and see what you'd found. Are you going to tell them, or shall I? Where have you been?
What did you say?
Tell us.
Slugs love slippery slime.
Toads love to shimmer and shine.
Slugs love to do anything.
Toads love such different things. You see, we're oh so different.
We're not so different.
We're oh so different.
Whatever you say.
You can't keep trying.
I'm simply smiling.
You can't keep trying.
I can't walk away. Slugs love to play silly games.
Toads love the sun and the rain.
Slugs love to do anything.
Toads love such different things.
Hola, hola, hola. Hello, abiento. Welcome to the round table of poker with me, Shuggy-Wuggy.1. And it's great to be back. Did you enjoy last week's with Tall Chewy? Chewy, 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 chewy. And of course, today we have got all the way from Scotland, Bonnie, Scotland, Chewy. We have got Slugsy, and we'll bring him on in a little second. So we managed to get a Slugsy introduction. Slugs love, da, 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 da. Slug love for Slugsy. Now, Slugsy will be on in a wee second, but just to let all the members know, the people that watch it live and the people that watch it in catch up, if you're watching it live and you'd like to come into the studio and ask Slugsy or myself your own question, then click the link. It's on the page. Open it with Google Chrome, and we'll have you backstage and we'll bring you on as soon as I feel like it. Yes. What's been happening round the tables this week? Well, it's been a bit crazy. There's been a few new members to the page. Hi, Harky. 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 35 million chits. Harky. Anyway, a few new members to the page. And also, the MetaQuest Pro, I noticed, is down in price. There's $400 off the MetaQuest Pro. It's down to just, I think it's $1,000 now. I paid £1,500 for mine, which is probably about $1,700. So big saving if you were thinking of getting the MetaQuest Pro. Apart from that, Chewy's interview, they're still talking about it around the tables. And yeah, there we go. Babs Maggie Culty saying Harky. 45 million. And then I'm sure it got it back to about 40 million down. I'm not sure if it's 35 or 40. I'm down. Doesn't matter. It's only a game. I'm enjoying myself. Right. Without further ado, let's bring on this week's member of the round table and our guest all the way from Bonnie, Scotland. I hope we can understand him. Please welcome live at the round table, it's Slugsy.
Hello.
Slugsy.
What's happening?
You all right, mate? How you doing?
Okay, I'm fabulous, buddy.
Right,
How's it
we're going
going?
to start this interview right away, right? And we'll go for it.
Jamming, let's go.
See if we can make. Did you enjoy the interview last week with that big pal?
It was
Chewy,
good.
man?
That
He's
Chewy,
Scott, wasn't he?
he can fair talk, the pal.
I can talk to him a wee bit, but he's a big guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, aye.
And that song, what do you think of that
6
song?
foot 20,
It was a bit mental, that song at the start for him and all, wasn't it?
Oh, his theme tune's the best thing in the world.
Everybody was
Except
singing
mine,
it
of
all
course.
week.
Mine just
all week.
blew it away.
Yours was good, did you? Because you said making a visual presence, you know, and it can identify
aye,
yourself with that. No.
I ken what you mean.
I know. And then you got all the mad people coming onto your tables and that Harky. What was he like last week?
He just wants to be one of us, Shuggy. You know,
I know,
these
just never
English
be.
boys, they want to be
There's
Scottish.
that Danish blood. So, Sherry tell us to slow down. What do you mean slow down? Everybody's fucking talking about slow down.
This is us on. Oh, this is us on slow.
I know. I should click like when I'm in the bathroom, but I'll join you show if you want a quick question. We need idea who that is. Oh, it's Chewy.
Oh, it's Chewy. He wants us to see him sitting in the pan.
Right. Okay.
Right.
You'll just stop. We will stop and start now. We only done that because we were talking very fast Scottish, which we couldn't do at the tables, and we certainly couldn't do it here because they wouldn't understand us, would they, Slugsy?
No, what the fuck?
No, they wouldn't get
I
it.
want to know who says I look like my avatar. You need to put your name in. Is it Chewy?
I don't know.
Facebook user?
I mean, we shouldn't be seeing Facebook user because they have to click and give Facebook StreamYard permission to use their Facebook name. There's Sherry saying you talk too fast, ball bags. Right. Anyway, it's good to see you in person.
It's good to be here.
And for everyone that doesn't know, we are from the same side of the country. In fact, we're probably...
if we're using Scottish measurements, Shuggy, but we live a ball hair away from each other.
Yeah, just a ball hair. I would say in a car, 20 minutes.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yep,
20
minutes, 25 max.
Yeah. Right, I tell you what, we've got somebody backstage already, but it hasn't connected his devices. Chris, you need to connect your devices. I can't bring you on, so you need to give permission. Oh, he's away again. Right. Okay, so we're going to start now, Slugsy. So tell everybody your name. I don't know if people on the page know your real name or any other usernames that you've got.
All right, so my real name is Paul. My avatar name is Slugsy84 or Barra84. It's quite funny, Shuggy, that you picked that video because that's actually where the name Slugsy came from.
Oh, seriously?
When years ago, when I played World of Warcraft, I needed a character name, and my daughter must have been about 1 at the time, maybe 2, and she had a wee Fifi them Flower Tots book sitting beside me. And that's where the name Slugsy came from. So I had a wee giggle when you posted that video. Oh, there's my poker wife giving me a shout out as well.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that later.
We'll get there.
It said you look just like your avatar. That
Bizoo, I
was...
think, said it.
It was Bizoo. Yes, there we go. That was Bizoo. So welcome to the page, Bizoo.
Well,
Bizoo's...
I did tell you I was a handsome cunt, so my avatar's a good looking guy, you know.
And a lot of people won't get what I've just done to you in the last 2 minutes. When we done our little sound check backstage, Slugsy came on with his football top. I think I'm not going to say the S word, Slugsy. You know, the Americans call it but we know it's football.
Egg ball.
Yeah. And you've got a Manchester United top on, yeah?
Yep.
So I went and I thought, you know what? Slugsy, in Scotland, in the west of Scotland, there's 2 huge football teams. And it's probably one of the biggest rivalries and biggest derbies in the world. The team is Rangers, and Slugsy's team is Celtic. So what I've went and done is I've went and put one of the Rangers strips on. He didn't even flinch. That's how cool we are. Yeah, Babs. Soccer. Stop it. Kappa saying soccer. Yeah.
Well, while we're on the subject, Shuggy, I've always been one of these folk. I'm a football fan for the banter as opposed to the hatred. See, I love exactly how I am in the poker tables. I'll come and take the piss out of you for being a Rangers fan, but I'll no hate you for it. I'll no want to fight with someone because my team lose.
Well, that's what happened to me. I mean, I've had a season ticket for as long as I care to remember. But I fell out with football a little bit because of the bigotry. The Americans won't understand this, or even the English won't understand, but there's a lot of bigotry goes on in the west of Scotland. And it's connected to football, and it's religious bigotry, believe it or not. So I was getting a bit tired of it. So I was introduced to ice hockey, and it's kind of ice hockey's took over my football.
And all their hatreds, they punch shit out of each other on the rink and then shake hands at the end.
Well, that's it. It's like rugby. It's a real physical sport, but there's a good lot of respect. But the football in the west of Scotland is just mental. Anyway, enough of that. So your name is Slugs84. Where did Barra come in? Is that a different login?
When I was a kid, I played a lot of football. And I was small till I was about maybe 13, 14. So I was always called Wee Barra after the Isle of Barra up north.
Okay.
And so that's been my nickname since I was about 9 years old.
Right.
So,
and you're no longer small. How tall are you now?
About 6 foot, just over 6 foot.
Right. Okay. I'm half an inch under 6 foot.
Aye, so I
So,
mean, my old man's 6'4", my mum's probably about 5'8", so
right.
I'm in the
So,
middle.
yeah, so you come from a good pedigree.
Aye. Well, we're Scottish, Shuggy, come on.
I know. Right, so tell everybody exactly where you are, your location.
So in a town called Irvine on the west coast of Scotland, in a place called Ayrshire. It's currently pissing down outside, which is a bit of the norm.
Have you always been from Irvine?
No, I'm from Troon, which is the nice bit of Scotland, the rich
Troon,
people bit of Scotland.
I mean, Troon has a lovely beach.
Aye.
Lovely
Well,
beach.
I'm from Brassy Beach. I'm actually from Brassy, which is part of
Yes,
Troon, but aye,
yes,
it's right on the beach.
and
I
of course,
lived. You could throw a stone from my childhood house and land on the sand, so
yeah,
it was
and of
not bad.
course, it's famous down there for the golf courses.
Yep,
It's
you'll know all about that.
in Abundance Golf Course. That's where I play on a Sundays down in Troon.
See,
Okay,
it's surprising the amount of people I'll speak to in the poker tables, and they're from America, and they'll be like, "Oh, where you from Scotland? Yep, whereabouts? Troon. Oh yeah, I know that because of the golf course." So
yeah,
they
yeah,
all know because of Royal Troon and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. So golf put us on the map. There is. Do you know who that is?
Yes, of course I do. It's Newton.
It's Newton.
I was going to put a Germany strip on for you tonight, Newton, but I wasn't sure if you'd show up.
Yeah, Newton's always there, or thereabouts if he's not in Australia or on holiday somewhere else. Right. So, would you work as? Have you got a job, Slugsy?
Yeah, so my day job, 9 to 5. I'd love to say I'm a software developer, but these days it's more drag and drop and dealing with other technical issues. But yeah, I work as
Okay.
technically a digital architect
Okay.
for the water board in Scotland. So
Okay, for the National Water Company, Scottish Water. Very good. And have you any part-time jobs you do?
well,
Because you
I
just
do a
said
wee
during the
cheeky.
day. You said
Aye,
during the day, and I'm
aye.
thinking, well,
So I
okay,
do. Between me and you and the viewers, I do a
you're a
couple
rent
of
boy.
I do well. That goes without saying. We've discussed it at the poker tables. If anyone's willing to pay 10 grand, I'm there. But yeah,
10,000 chips.
I do a couple of fly shifts, delivering fish and chips
That's
occasionally for a
allowed.
wee bit
Yeah.
extra
Why
pocket
not?
money, you know.
Why not? Yeah.
So
Why not? Right. So, out with your work and out with poker, have you any hobbies? What do you like doing, spending your spare time?
well, these days most of my spare time's spent on poker. To be honest, if I'm not working, the VR headset is usually on with you lot. But
Yeah.
I'm a gamer through and through. Like, don't know if you can see my arm.
Oh wow.
Kind of gives it away. So
Wow.
I've if I'm not on the VR headset, I'll usually be sitting on one of the consoles. I've got both next gen, or I'll
Right.
be sitting making stuff with my new toys, my new laser, or
Yes. Well, there you go.
my
That's a
3D
new hobby.
printer.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's all
And
good.
tell people what kind of stuff you've been doing with your engraver, because we talk about
So
it at the
well,
tables.
my laser engraver, I've been making custom coasters. So I don't
Have
know
you
if
got
you
any
would
there?
make
There you
this.
go.
So Game of
Okay.
Thrones
Right.
kind of stuff. Uh,
Oh,
I've got
very
some.
good.
You'll like this one, Shuggy. Actually,
All right.
Tavernier
Okay.
carrying the
Yeah.
league trophy. I made that
Yeah.
for one of my friends, even
Yeah.
though I'm a Celtic man.
Yeah. And
Uh,
what have you
some
put them?
rugby stuff.
Yeah. And what have you put them on? What is
So
the coaster?
it's slate coasters that I've been doing a lot of that stuff on, but I've been playing about with other stuff. I don't know how well this will show up, but I've been taking 3D images and you cut them out. So you
Oh,
see
wow.
that it's
Bart
layered
Simpson.
MDF cut to make a Simpsons image.
Wow. Very
So
clever.
I spent a lot of money on this toy that was a Christmas gift, and then I kind of went all out. But I mean,
Upgraded.
like
Yeah.
Harry Potter as well.
Well,
So
that's good.
just
So what's your plans for it? To maybe have a little sideline of
well,
crafts,
I
selling
am.
crafts and stuff.
Do you know what, Shuggy? I said today I was going to sit and I've got a Facebook page and I was going to make it all fancy and take nice pictures of all the stuff I've made and put them up, but I procrastinated and I went shopping, and then I sat for 2 hours preparing for this, have to get my answers ready,
Don't know what
get
the
the
questions
nerves
are.
out. So I do intend to try and make a wee side hustle out of it, even if it's just to cover the likes of the cost of what I've spent on it.
Yeah,
But
so
we'll
as
see.
well as a hobby, if you can make it a hobby that pays for itself, then that.
Well, that's it. It's we'll see what happens.
Well, see if you're selling any stuff, you can by all means use the page to advertise. If there's any of the members, I'm sure you would ship to the good old USA if anyone was desperate enough.
Well, Cherie likes to buy stuff from foreign countries. We'll maybe send her some stuff to.
No, she
Denmark.
likes to get gifted stuff from foreign countries,
it's fine. Papa Shuggy can pay for it.
And Cherie put up the Starbucks mug that Bazoo sent her. And it's great. I mean, but who saves up fucking Starbucks mugs? But anyway, each to their own. I wouldn't engrave on slate. Everyone has their own thing, and that's your thing. And Cherie's things, Starbucks mugs. Although Bazoo was very, very, very proactive in sending it, and she sent it right away. In fact, I guess the postage probably cost more than the mug.
Had in the cup, yeah.
So let's get on to the VR. How long have you been on it?
So I got my Quest to Christmas 21, and one of my friends that I used to play live poker with was like, "Oh, there's a PokerStars VR game, get it." And it took me maybe another 6 months. I downloaded it and installed it then, stuck it on and couldn't quite figure out how to move about. So I instantly switched it off.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later, I was bored one night and I was like, I'm going to give this a try. I was getting grief because I had the Quest 2 and I never played it. Stuck it on, and it's been
stuck there since.
It's been part of my life every day since, pretty much. Yeah.
I know. So when you didn't play poker, what did you use your Quest for? Did you play other games?
Honestly, nothing. Shuggy, I've got it, and it's that typical thing. I bought loads of games for it, like the Star Wars games and Beat Saber and whatnot. Played them once or twice and then never touched them again. And it sat there collecting dust, and then all of a sudden found poker, found Juice Lot, and now it's 5 hours plus a day.
Yeah. Did you play? Sometimes. Yeah. Did you play poker before the VR?
So I played poker live in my early 20s, Shuggy. Quite a bit. I would say I won quite a bit of money.
And when you say live, as in cash games, face to face, casinos or what?
So what happened was it started. I used to play with one of my friends. We played a bit online tournaments and whatnot, just small stakes like $5 buy-in tournaments and stuff. And I won. I was probably 4 or 5 grand up, just playing them, messing about casually. And then we started a pub game every Monday night. £5 buy-in, and I think I went something like 16 weeks in a row. I won it to the point that I found out they were all having meetings. Like we were all a group of friends mostly, but they were all having meetings to discuss my tells. They wanted to figure out my tells.
It must have been shite players.
Well, what they didn't realise was I've got bad knees from playing football as a kid. I've had like 6 operations in one of my knees, so I'm not comfy sitting. Right. See, no matter when I'm sitting, I'll always sit and bounce. Like you'll see now I'm spinning. That's because I'm using my sore leg. I'm just moving it.
Yeah.
And they always thought this was a tell. Oh, his legs bouncing. He's either got good or bad cards. Like we need to figure out what it is. But in fact, it's just I'm not comfy sitting still. I'm always kind of on the move.
Right.
So for weeks I won a fortune there, and then it kind of stopped for a bit. So I'd stopped playing, and then just like you have kids and all that, and all your fun pastimes kind of go to shit. So stopped playing. Played online here and there, but not much. And then came to PokerStars VR.
Okay, so we're on the VR, we're on PokerStars because you didn't play the Go version or Poker VR, so you are a PokerStars through and through.
I'm a total newbie.
where I am. What's your favourite tables? Explain where people can see you play. What's if you're going Poker Stars, where would they see you mainly?
So realistically, I think I bounce about the 1 million or the 2.5 million. So 5, 10k and 25, 50k.
Right.
Anything lower, I tend to play for a laugh. So, like for instance, the 100ks, I'll go just because, let's be honest, you lose 100k, you don't care.
Yeah.
Here or there, but it's. I don't like to go any lower than that. I feel it's not really poker. It's just bingo all
You're
in.
not- I'm not getting the adrenaline down there. I think I've played it once or twice down there, and I didn't enjoy it.
I mean, we had a big conversation last night, Shuggy, exactly about how much better and more relaxed it feels to play at that 1 million table than it does the 2.5.
Yeah.
Because you can actually sit and have a laugh, bit of banter, and if you go all in and lose 1 million, it's 1 million.
Yeah, it's
Whereas
not-
you step up to that 2.5 million table and you could easily have
Well-
2.5 million or 20 million sitting on the table ready to lose to that one hand, and it's a completely different mindset.
It is, but when you're calling it, you say you're calling it a million table. 1 million's the maximum buy-in, and then you're saying the 2.5. When you step up, the 2.5 is the minimum.
That's like
I
10,
call it
yeah.
a 10. I call it a
Aye,
10 million table. And 9 times out of 10, I'll usually go in with about 8 million to that. I don't like going in short stacked in any table that I play in.
Well, I've found that recently playing with the uncapped guys on that level is if I go in with 2.5, no matter what I play, they call because they're like 2.5 is nothing to them. So you need to, like you say, go in with 8 so you're not short stacked. Yep, definitely.
Well, yeah, because you're losing advantage right away going in short stack. That's just something I kind of knew, but Bazoo actually hammered that home to me as well. She said it so many times. Not that she doesn't see things repeatedly or anything like that, Bazoo, no disrespect, but we do listen. We do listen. Right, okay, so do you have a strategy? What kind of player would you see you were? Describe yourself.
I think I'm quite loose. I think it shows there's like I yo-yo a lot. For instance, this week I'm up. Now, don't get me wrong, we mentioned him early, but Harkey played a part in that to maybe the tune of 20 million, but I'm up 65 million this week, so I've had a really good week.
Brilliant.
But I've got quite an addictive personality, which isn't always the best when it comes to gambling stuff.
Right.
So, like for instance, my Rocket Rush scenario can bite me in the ass. So
Listen, Harkey's took over your number one spot in my black book. You were number one for the Rocket Rush fiasco, but Harkey took over that. So,
aye. So I'd like to think I'm a bit loose to the point that you mentioned Bizu. Like I don't know how scared I am of hearing her sigh when I'll catch a card on the turn of the river to beat her, and she's just thinking, why the fuck are you even in this hand? Slugsy, you prick. I know she's saying that in her head. She would never say it out loud, but she's thinking
she would.
The size enough.
We're drawing the personality out of Bazoo. She's now being a little bit looser. There's a few things that Bazoo's told me that I didn't expect her to say, which is good. It's like poor old Newton. He keeps buying personalities from the store, and one of these days he will buy the correct one, and it'll work
Pick
for
a
him.
winner.
There's Chewy says, I know that feeling.
The Bizu sigh.
Yeah, the Bizu sigh. So, okay, strategy. You can play tight. You can play loose. Do you get distracted? What would distract you at the table? Is there anything?
I think I'm quite similar to you, Shuggy, in the fact if it's a quiet table, I'm going to lose money. I can guarantee I'm losing money if it's a quiet table because I get bored. Like, I think that's what helps me play with you guys is we'll all sit and talk absolute crap. Like,
and it is crap.
I'm not going to go into it on here, but our conversation about buying a certain body part the other day, that in itself just keeps me going, and I could sit. Well, we do it every night, but sit for hours and just chat shit and play some cards. You can't beat it.
As we say in Scotland, chewing the fat.
Yes,
chewing the fat. There's Arnold. What a name that is, Arnold. Arnold Weiss.
I'll be back.
Jawohl, Arnold Weiss. Shut up, you prick. Love it. Right, so on a session at poker, whether it's an hour, whether it's 3 hours, whether it's 5 hours, in a session at poker, what has been your biggest win in a session?
Biggest win in a session would probably be about
Babs liked the conversation about the skin. Okay, thanks, Kappa. Right.
Probably about 30 million up, I would say, is my best session. Obviously, my biggest hand win is 23, I think, but I'd say biggest walk away is probably about 30 million on poker. Forget
on poker. I'm not even going to talk about Sprocket Rush or whatever it is, because we know
I made a lot of money on that and lost a lot of money, so we'll leave it at that.
But it is called the round table of poker because it's poker talk. We're talking poker. So yeah, that's a good session, 30 million. And I guess was that this week you done that? You walked away on a session?
No, that was previous of my biggest one. Right. But this week, it's my biggest this week's probably, I think I walked away maybe 25 up when that table that Harkey was on.
Thanks, Harkey. Yeah.
So
the Blackburn bomber. I get bombed.
So it's like you say, it's I kind of set targets for each week, Shuggy. So whatever my bankroll is, I'll set myself a target of aiming for that for the week. And I'd had a really bad 2 weeks where I dropped from
4 skins for you.
Where I dropped from 50 down to 25.
Yeah.
So to go from 25 back up to 90 this week felt great, to be honest.
It is brilliant. Now, when you dropped that 50 down to 25, how was your mental health? How did that affect you? Did you feel it?
100%. Yeah, I've always, I don't hide the fact. See, when it comes to any sort of computer game, Shuggy, free to play, I don't mind spending money on it if I feel I get my time value out it. So, for instance, you'll buy a Call of Duty game for 90 quid, and you don't get 90 hours out it unless you play online.
Yeah.
So see if I could get 1 hour for every £1 I spend on this game.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, that's money well spent. I've no issues. I've bought a couple of the high roller packs, especially when I lost all my chips.
Yeah.
I waited till the 2-time sale and did that because playing at the lower stakes, it's not fun. But it gets to you because you think to yourself when you're starting to, you feel like you can't win a hand.
Yeah, you question yourself, say, am I any good at this game? Why am I doing this?
I did the exact thing the other day at the start of the week, Shuggy, before I was up. And it was a hand. I was confident I was ahead. I was playing against two of the boys from, I think it was Donkey Bubbles and Super Mike. And
sorry.
And they, you know what they're like. They're loose. And I had 3 of a kind. And then it was that way. Donkey had pushed all in. And I'm questioning myself, even though I'm telling myself I'm ahead, but I'm like, can I really risk this at 25 million? Can I risk losing this 6 million pot? And you start to think, well, do I just fold even if I'm ahead? Is it worth the risk? Am I reading this right? And to be fair, I talked myself out and I made the call and I won the hand. And it was the start of my good week. So, you definitely have to keep it in check, that whole questioning.
Good. Right, so I've got another question to ask you. We've got somebody backstage that we are going to bring on after I ask you the next question. So we've had your biggest win. So I'm now thinking, what's been your biggest loss in a session? Is this the 50 down to 25? Was that a session, or tell us?
No, that was over 2 weeks. I did that drop, but that still hurt me. My biggest loss was probably 15 million, and then I forced myself to leave. I tried, for instance, the 2.5 million table. I'll set myself a value, and if I go below that, I'll leave.
Off.
But again, I was bad for that. My thing was always, if I lose 10 million, I'm out of here. And then I started chasing it, because it's that you get in with the best hand and you get rivered. And I'm not good for controlling the tilt. So I started to chase it, and I ended up 15, and then I forced myself. I was like, nah, headset off, take 10 minutes and leave. And to be fair, I came back an hour later and won some of it back, but yeah, probably 15 million in one
Well,
sitting.
there's me, my 40 million or 45 million at one session. RK this week. And do you know, the funny thing was, every night, you know, at our time between midnight and 1, my internet drops, and I get disconnected, and I have to connect to my hotspot for about 10 minutes, and then my internet comes back on. Well, that happened just after I got a really bad beat at the same time. So yeah, it used to affect me, but I'm more on there now for the social rather than the chips, although the chips are nice. So as long as I've got enough chips to enjoy myself and play as I play, then I'm not too affected. I think if it was ever going to threaten a bankroll that I couldn't play, then I would seriously be worried. So that's my view on it. Right. Okay. Well,
2
this is a
seconds
half.
before you invite someone in, because you
Uh-huh.
always take the piss out of me for this, for getting my discount code gallery entrance. That was always my goal. I always wanted to hit the 100 million to get into the gallery, and then I was happy. And I got it early, but so I see, as long as I can sit
that's
there,
a question I've got
happy.
further on. That's probably question number 17 or something.
Right,
so
okay.
just fucking sit there and hold your beast. They won't know what that means. Hold your beast. Wait a minute, your poker wife's put something up.
National helpline for poker gambling addiction. I think we should all use it.
Right, so we're at halftime, and halftime before we bring on a guest who's backstage, and I can see everything this person's doing backstage. Yes, put your tits away, for fuck's sake! Oh my God! You wouldn't believe what I just saw there. Right, okay. Here we go. This is the halftime break. This is sponsored by Revenant, who I haven't seen for a while. And I want to know your answer to this.
I can't hear anything, Shuggy.
I've just put it up on the screen.
Right, the weirdest
place.
The weirdest place what?
No comment.
Don't know. Are you talking about my sex life or my poker life, or I don't know.
Comment.
Shuggy.
Just want a response.
The weirdest place, the back of a car. There you go.
Right. How come whenever I put that up, people automatically think sex?
Human instinct.
I know. Anyway, so the back of a car. That's fine. Right. Without further ado, we've got a guest. You've no idea who it is backstage. We're going to bring her on. She's going to get her boobs out that she's just done for me backstage, where I can see them backstage. I don't think she believed that I could see that. So she made a big boo-boo by showing me her boobies. Oh my God. I wish I could record backstage, but I can't. Please welcome my friend, your friend, Chewy.
I was hoping to see some boobs there.
You know you like it.
Yes. Yes.
Chewy. Yeah, no, I thought he was going for it there.
I made you a sign up there. Did you see it?
Hold on.
Slugsy blue waffle. Slugsy is something. What does it say? Something
waffle.
I crossed it out, so you're just a waffle. No.
What does that mean?
In blue text, he's saying I'm a blue waffle. That's quite sexy, Chewy. I appreciate that.
There you go.
I,
That's the big
I couldn't
space.
be bothered to fill all the things in because my dry eraser ran out. So sorry for the missed effort. I want to say though, when you two are sitting at a table together, it's always a fun table.
Oh,
You guys have a lot of chemistry. I love it.
we need to stop that. Don't want you enjoying yourself.
uh,
We're going to have to.
But I do have a question though.
Good. Well, I will do the magic. Watch this.
All right, Slugsy. I want to know, what is your favorite tattoo?
Oh, my favorite one.
And can you show it?
Well, all I've got's my arm, and then some. You can see so a Chinese P and Bara, but on this arm it's probably this one here. So,
oh shit! Who did that?
if you ask my daughter, it's what do you call him from Labyrinth? Oh, what's his name? The singer guy.
I can't remember the name.
Oh, Shuggy will know.
Who did that?
Oh, it's a guy, a local guy. It's called Sean Cahill. He worked at a local tattoo place. He did well. I originally got my arm started by another guy, and I didn't like the direction he was going. So I went to this guy, and I was like, "Look, he started it. I don't like it. Yep, that's one." Poker Wife, David Bowie. So my daughter will tell you it's David Bowie, but it's Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy. So it's a local guy, tattoos called Sean Cahill. Did my full arm. He's been murdered to get a hold of. He should have finished it. Like I'm meant to have in this space here the Umbrella Corp logo.
Yeah.
And then I'm meant to have Sephiroth up here. But he was always murdered to get a hold of to actually get appointments. So it's never actually been fully finished. So maybe one day.
Cool.
I'm meant to go back in March for the start of a Star Wars sleeve on this arm, but the guy that's meant to be doing it's just left the studio that I've booked with. So we're in dispute with them, trying to get money back so I can book him at his new place, but we'll see what happens.
All right, you have to get a Chewbacca for me.
Or
Right. Oh, Chewbacca will be there. Don't you worry,
I've
Chewie.
just thought of something. What about getting your foreskin tattooed?
I've already booked to get that taken off to sell to you, Shuggy.
You guys are behind the ball. I already have a hand moisturizer that I found through Steve Harvey, I think.
Yep, I shared the link.
Yeah, the link's on the page. Yeah,
I shared the link.
So I got a hold of some. If either of you want any, it tastes horrible, but it works.
Why would you taste it?
It's hand moisturizer. I'm pretty sure you're not meant to taste it.
I want to stand in a bar with him. He drinks orange juice, and me and you, Slugsy, drink beer, and just give him such a hard time.
We need to get that organised.
And I want Newton at the bar as well. So if he's brave enough to call me a prick to my face.
Break. Slugsy, who would you kill if you had to kill somebody in our group? Who would you kill?
What a fucking horrible question. Who would, if out of our group, who would I kill?
Kill?
Oh, I'd have to kill myself. I couldn't kill any of you. That's just not right. That's a bit harsh.
Newton's still there.
Newton says, "I am you prick."
I know, Chewie, that's shocking. What a fucking question. Is that just you trying to get someone? That you trying to get someone to gun for me at the table? Aye, Slugsy said he'd fucking kill me.
I'm American.
Backstage, we've got Chris. Chris is backstage, but Chris, you need to connect. You need to connect your mic and cam before I can get you on, my friend. So you need to get permission.
This Bizu on Chris's account,
no.
That's South African guy.
I don't know the username it is, but Chris, you're backstage. I can't bring you on because it doesn't allow me unless you connect your mic and your camera. So I'll kick you off from the studio and you can come in with your mic. Right. So, Chewie, anything else for Slugs?
Nope. Goodbye.
Wait a
It's
minute.
good to
Right,
see you,
Chewy, before you go, remember you and Sherry are doing something next week. I'm not here. What you doing?
Slugsy's going on for a second interview. We might get Newton. We might get Anti-X.
No, I'm interviewing Anti-X. I said I would do that. Steal my
Okay,
Anti.
then I get Coben.
Yeah, you could do. Or if all else fails, you could do an open mic where everyone could come on.
Yeah.
Yep, that's all right
Or-
too.
You could have up to 10
Babs
people.
McGillicuddy or whatever.
Yeah,
however
and
you
there's Cherie saying, let's do an open mic. Then, well, why? Would you
Cherie?
rather do that?
Yeah, that would be great.
So we'll advertise for it's an open mic next week where everyone can come on. So I'm not coming on. I'll stay backstage and I'll do all the technicals and bring you forward and kick you off.
Oh,
and
I'll
do
be
that.
on then. Give
But
Chewy some shit.
Yeah, it'll be hosted by Chewy and Cherie, the two moderators.
Cherie
Right.
and Cherie.
Yeah, Chewy, thanks for coming on, pal.
See ya.
Yeah.
See you
Cheers,
at the-
Chewy.
Are you going to play tonight? Maybe.
If you're lucky.
Okay, if we're lucky. Fuck off. I've just kicked him. That's a shame. Bye, Chewy. We love him. What a great guy he is, isn't he?
I know you didn't even let me say love you as he left.
You can stay it now. We'll still be watching.
Aye. Chewy, love you.
Right, so into the second half, and funny enough, the next question, oh yeah, Newton might come on the open mic. The next question, believe it or not, is players you don't like. Do you want? This is a hard question for people. Is there anybody you want to name and shame? Any players that you think of that you weren't too keen on, Slugs?
See, to be honest, my time playing, I've met 100-fold nice people in comparison to bad people. I can't even remember names. I've came across a couple of people that I've just thought, man, you are a dickhead. Like I can't even remember his name for the life of me, but came across a guy from America who was coloured and called me racist because I beat him in the hand. Like proper started shouting, call me a racist. I didn't even speak to the guy. I was muted, but like started shouting abuse at me. So like he's the only one I've had a real negative impact with. I'm not going to go into names, but there's a certain person that keeps attacking one of my friends recently, and he's a bit of a bell end as well, called Rockwood Buddy. Oh shit, I'm not meant to say his name, but yeah, but other than him, it's all good.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah. Okay, so
we have some people.
There is some idiots. There is, right? So just take a note of the round table. Okay, this is a hard question as well. Your favourite players. So you're going to create a table for social, which I guess would probably be on your $1 million table. So you've got to name 7 players that would join you for a social, good, fun table. And then you have to give me 7 players for competitive. So you want a right good game of poker where it's all about taking as much chips as you can. Who would give you a good challenge? So let's do your social table.
Right, so social table, obviously, Shuggy, we've got to have you in the main seat hosting it on the boat. That's
Okay.
a gimme.
On the boat, Bazoo, not in the castle, on the boat.
On the boat, yep, the castle ship. I agree.
Babs wants Jesus on the table.
Aye, well, we've got to have the poker wife. The real one's just walked into the kitchen. She won't come through though because I'm on camera. So
Kappa's on.
Yeah, Chewy, obviously.
Chewy.
We've got to have Bizou a lot. As much as I avoid Bizou's sigh of disappointment, you've got to have Bizou. She's keeps us on the straight and narrow sometimes.
And she gives us some interesting conversations.
Yeah.
Have you ever had? Wait a minute. Have you ever had Bizou tell you to fuck off?
Never. No.
I've had it.
No. I've honestly, like, the only time I fear Bizou is when I beat her in a hand and I know it's a hand that I maybe shouldn't have held in because she always raises enough to tell you, Slugsy, fuck off. And sometimes I'm just like, nah, I'm calling and I'll hit and you just hear it, just the And you just know I've fucked up here.
Right, okay, so
Right, what,
three
Matt?
more.
Four?
Three more. Yeah.
Right, we've got to have Big T. We've
Big
got to have
T.
that.
He's a
English
nice
manner,
geezer.
Big T.
Nice geezer.
Yeah. He's a bit voice muted right now, but he's a good guy.
Chuggy deserved it. Yeah, fuck off. Yeah. Oh,
We've got
fuck
to have
off,
Newton.
Chuggy. Newton.
Got to
right.
have Newton because we've got to have the rage. Oh, there's the dog.
It depends what personality he's got that day, though.
Aye, well, that's it. It's Newton. He's like Marmite. Love or hate him.
You've got space for one more. It's difficult because you're
One
going to lose. You're going to leave
Aye.
people out.
Who do I pick? Try to think. Who is our usual seven? Sherry, you're never on. You're not on enough to be in my social table. Although, aye, we'll go for Sherry actually because she's a good laugh when she's here. She's
Yeah,
just
but
not here enough.
Most people in Poker Stars haven't really seen the real Cherie. She doesn't come on as often as she used to on the other side, and on the other side she was a main character. But she's a little bit quiet now, so we're waiting on Cherie coming out of her shell. But you have had a little glimpse of her, so Cherie's on your
Right.
social table, right? On your
I'm sorry
competitive
if I
table,
missed anyone.
yep. On your competitive table, you can have a crossover. You can have some of the same players. So give
Right,
me
so-
some good players on your.
Competitive, I'm going to go for obviously Chewie and Bizou because they are really good players. Newton as well.
Okay. Newton's a good player, right? Okay.
Well, what?
Okay.
See if Newton can stay off the tilt, Shuggy. He's a brilliant player, but it's
I'm
just
joking.
when he's
I'm joking.
playing with us, he's on the tilt.
I'm joking,
He's-
Newton. Yeah, Newton's cool.
You're putting him on the tilt. I think I'm going to start picking some of the. See, I say competitive, but I don't know if I'm saying because I think they're good players, but I feel that at a competitive table I can take money off them.
That's
so
up
see,
to
like
you.
some of the
You're-
high roller guys, like so
Yeah.
your Super Mikes, your Donkey Bubble,
Are you
your
putting them on your table?
Anti-Axe. Yeah,
You-
throw them in.
Right.
Yeah.
So Super
'Cause
Mike.
they're good players, but I'm
Donkey-
confident in my own ability if I'm not
Okay. Donkey
distracted
Bubbles.
by you, Shuggy.
Super Mike. So you've got space for two more.
Two more.
Did you say Anti-Axe?
Aye.
So
Yeah.
Anti was in. So you get space for one more.
Let's throw in. Oh, what's his name? The guy, Rocky guy. Oh, what the fuck's his name? Chewie, type it, you'll know.
Okay.
Oh, what's his name? Right there, he's on the leaderboard. I'll tell you just right now.
Do you know what would be interesting? What about Harky? Because Harky's done amazing things. But
Oh, he's smashing it. Ain't he?
we haven't seen him because he comes down to our table and he just plays for fun. He comes
Yep.
down to our table for the social, but we haven't seen him play competitive, and it'd be interesting. So the Rocky guy,
Aye, what is his name? He was on the leaderboards, and now he's gone, so I can't even find his name. Cree.
okay,
Cree. I like playing against Cree. Can be hard to read, but I think he's a good player. So yeah.
okay.
I'll throw
So that's
Cree
your
in there.
competitive, and that's your social. Well done. It is a hard one. We have someone else backstage about to come on. Please welcome another one of our moderators, Cherie.
Hi.
How you doing,
Hello.
Cherie?
I actually only came in, so I'm here now. So hi.
Oh,
I'm-
hi.
Hi.
Cherie, did you hear Slugsy talking about you?
Yes, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm the last solution. Okay, you're just gonna put me. Okay, no, but I'm on it. I'm on
Yeah.
it, even though I'm not on that much, but
Yeah.
as I want to be.
So I'm saying
Yeah.
some of the Poker Stars players have not seen the real Cherie, really, have they?
Oh no,
Oh.
no.
They've got a lot to
Mm-mm.
learn. I mean, nobody
Yeah.
can see the real Cherie right now. All we see is a C.
No, I'm butt naked, so I'm not gonna put myself on camera.
Oh, we can't have that.
I
No.
was butt naked when I first came on, Cherie, but Shuggy told me I had to put some clothes on because it's on
Oh,
Facebook.
come
So I
on,
put some clothes-
Shuggy.
Have you got a question for Slugsy?
Yeah, I have the same question I had for the Chewy last week. The same with the hands. Like
Okay.
you get dealt two cards. Which one like you're like, oh yeah, fucking love those. And What cards
So,
don't you like?
I sit and think about this all the time. I don't have a favourite hand. I like any suited connectors. I feel I'm quite happy to play any suited connectors, and then on Poker Stars VR, pocket aces just are an all in or get to fuck. Like there's no other way to play them. So as much as they're the best pre-flop hand, they're my least favorite because it's more often than not I'll lose money on them. So yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So you don't
And
have.
is it the
favourite
same
hand?
with the which like what cards you don't like? It was pocket aces, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
much as you love to see them and you think, oh, I'm going to make money here, it's always that bittersweet because you know there's a good chance you're going to end up losing a fortune with them. But
Yeah.
any two cards can win a hand.
Super. Cherie, thanks for coming on. Cherie, next week it's you and Chewy. You're hosting
Oh
the
shit.
live house,
Okay.
the round
Yeah.
table. And we're going to do an open mic, which means you and Chewy will have loads of topics that you're going to talk about. And
All right.
people are going to come on and join in. When people come on, they must come on with a topic, right? They must come on to talk about something, not just come on and go, hello. Like Newton, if you come on, don't come on and go,
No, don't nod.
hello, hello, hello,
So,
hello.
but yeah.
So we don't want that. We want you to come on and say, hello. My topic is I want to talk about why is the moon shaped like an egg? Stupid stuff. Right. So Cherie,
All right.
next week you're hosting it. Thanks for dropping in today.
Yeah. You're welcome.
And we'll see you next week.
See you later. Steve.
Bye.
Just on my table, Shuggy, I'll give a shout out to Thunderbuster. I forgot about Thunderbuster.
Tables
He's
are
one
full.
of the crew. Yeah, but I'm
Tables are
giving him
full.
an impromptu shout out. He's sitting on the waiting list.
Yeah. Thunder is one of my favourites. We go way back to the Go and then over to the Quest, and he's just a gentleman. He's a lovely guy, and he's got a good sense of humour as well. And we love shouting on their dogs.
him and Chewy,
Yeah.
Lucy.
Right. So, what about a question? Is can you name who would you think would be the best player you've ever played against on the VR on PokerStars? Even a couple.
Oh, the best player I've played against it's two of our friends. I'd say it's Chewy and Bizu, definitely.
Okay, so Chewy and Zoo.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm just reading too much into it, but I see it when we're playing Shuggy. Like there's times we'll just quickly throw in chips and not even think about it. You see it with their hands, every single decision is calculated. There's always a consideration before they make that choice, even if it's for 15,000 chips or 15 million chips.
Yeah.
There's always some calculation going on in their head before they make it.
If you ask me, they're just a couple of ball bags.
Capo like this one, they're a couple of fannies.
Yeah, a couple of fannies. Wank, wank, good guy. Wank, wank, good guy. Right, okay. So bad points about PokerStars. What do you not like about it? And is there anything you would change about the game?
I mean, we spend enough time in it to see the good side and the bad side. I think the bad side's highlighted by all the troubles Chewy had, like the glitches, the bugs. Like I don't think we ever see a patch go live that's been properly tested because there's always every patch that they push out, there's a game breaking bug at some point. So I would like to see them put a bit more time and effort into their actual testing before they push these changes out, but I don't see it happening, to be honest.
Is there anything you would add to the PokerStars to make the experience better?
To make things better, I think they have to have better communication. Like their comms are god awful. We get the occasional Discord post of this has happened, oh, there's a patch live here, but they never give us the full information. Like the whole sports bet's been down for months. Like, they've never openly come out and said, right, sports betting's off because of this issue. And see, if they did that, they wouldn't have had all the drama on Discord of people moaning or complaining. Right, this is an issue, they're working on it, end of story. I mean, the Chewy losing 200 million chips to a bug and having to fight tooth and nail just to get them back, with people backing up his story, is ridiculous. Like, it should be an instant, right, there's evidence there, there's support there, let's just fix it.
How often would you say you play the game? So if you put it hours, how many hours a week on average?
Oh, hours a week?
Yeah.
20 plus.
So 20 plus hours a week.
I play every single day for at least 2 hours a day, I would say.
So that's
So,
you're kind of mid, I would say you're mid to high, but probably more about middle. Average PokerStars players probably around about that, I would say.
Some days more than others, but I'd say at least 2 to 3 hours a day most days, to be fair.
Yep.
I mean, albeit today I've only logged in and spun my wheel, but there's time yet.
Yeah. Have you given yourself a challenge in the game? We touched on it earlier about being in the gallery for the 100 million and get cigars and stuff. So what's your challenge in the game? How do you challenge yourself?
My challenge was always reach that 100 million to get into the gallery. We kind of touched on it, my addictive personality, to the point that first time around I blew 40 million on craps and then rebuilt my bankroll. Second time around I blew it all on Rocket Rush, but at that point I was in the gallery. However, that I got into the gallery at 43 million for some reason instead of 100, because again, their poor comms, they changed it to 50, but somehow me and Newton both get in at under 50.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just another game-breaking bug. But so my goal was always to get in the gallery, but now I set myself these goals of trying to have a certain bankroll at the end of each week.
Okay, so your bankroll is your challenge. So you challenge your bankroll more than you do a leaderboard, or more than you do a tournament?
Well, so leaderboards have no interest. Of course, I love to see myself on it, but I don't really care.
Newton's talking about his age. He was over 50.
I don't mind. I quite like seeing myself on it. Like, for instance, this week I'm on the 25, 50k table leaderboard. I think I'm like 6, but I'm not going to sit and spend 10, 15 hours in the last day just trying to chase it. Recently, I've got into the MTTs. So I did win when I first started playing. I won an MTT and got the Poker Tour ring.
Brilliant.
Which is quite rare, which I like that.
I thought you were going to show us your ring there. Just the way your hand went up, I thought you were going to go, oh, shit, it's not virtual reality.
Aye, wrong space.
So you won the ring.
Yeah, and then recently, I hadn't played any MTTs in a while. Me and Kappa decided to enter one night in 100k, and I finished 4th. So I quite got the kind of bug for it again on the final table. Just that feeling of going into the final table, like arena kind of thing, was good. Ended up entering the MTT Plus that night. Got to the final table again, live on Twitch with all the crowd cheering me on, which felt brilliant. It was great. So I would like to spend a bit more time on the MTTs. It's a big commitment given that 3-4 hours.
Yeah, so your challenge then is definitely your bankroll, and probably to
I want another MP. I want the season 2 ring. Shuggy.
Okay, so you challenge yourself with tournaments, and you know what my thoughts are on tournaments.
Yeah.
Boring. Boring. Right, so we're talking about tournament. Well, you've touched on the tournament play. So, do you play different in the tournaments than you do the cash games?
I think you have to. Like a cash game, you can go all in, lose everything, and just rebuy. Tournaments, I feel I'm quite hit or miss for a tournament because I like to play aggressive early to try build a stack. Like I lose interest if I'm short stacked and I'm
So you're a
just
bully.
chasing that good hand. Yeah, I do try to bully. Like for instance, that the club one that got to the final table, I initially joined that at midnight on a weekday. I know I'm working in the morning, and I says to Kappa, I was like, I'm just going to be really aggressive. If I lose all my chips, so be it. I can go to bed.
Yeah.
And then 2 hours later, I was there or thereabouts, chip lead, fighting for the final table. So I got there and obviously finished fourth, which just short of the win, but it was a good experience.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So, is there anyone you can think of in the game that doesn't play anymore?
There was so before I met all you guys, I used to play with a guy called Dave. I actually met him on craps.
Right.
Just an English boy, and it was I sat at the table, just typical Scottish guy sits at the table, and I'm just all right, Dave. And next thing, the guy spoke back to me, and built quite a good friendship with him over like a couple of weeks, playing constantly together. Craps, we both lost a fortune, right enough.
Okay.
But he had some issues with gambling,
right,
that he'd pushed to the side, and then started playing this to get away from it. And then lost all his chips on this because he was constantly chasing that big win.
Yeah.
And then disappeared. He told me that he was going to wait till the chip sale and get more chips and start playing again, and he's just never been back.
And did he play poker, or was it just craps?
Well, he played poker before craps came out, but then he kind of got dragged into craps when craps came out, and I think it ruined everything for him because he was just constantly chasing craps and lost millions, just constantly going in and trying to make up those losses, as you do sometimes.
Yeah. And have you ever met any of the VR players in real life?
Not yet. Not yet.
And how do you think that would be? And who would you like to meet? And what would be an ideal scenario?
I've already made the suggestion, Shuggy. I think we have to get a round table of poker meetup.
Yeah.
I'm game for New York. Someone wanted a cruise. I think a cruise is iffy because we can't get away from each other. What if we don't like Chewie and we're all stuck on a boat with him?
But we can hide in the engine room.
Set up a poker table in the engine room and just leave him.
Do you know, I mean, I'll say it again for those members that have just joined us, and I know Bazoo will never go on a ship. But I just think a cruise, cruising out of, you could actually cruise out of New York now, cruise out of Florida, do a 7-day cruise, bring your family, whatever. But every night at 8 or 9 o'clock after dinner, we always meet in the one spot, have a game of poker, blah, blah, blah. And that's the meeting place. So you're not tied to everybody every day. Everybody does their own things. And we can have a little chat group and say, listen, I'm playing poker today at 3 in the afternoon. There's nothing on if anybody wants to come. So a very relaxed meet up. I think great. And the reason I'm saying that is because if we were to meet up, say, in New York, we're going to meet in a casino, right? And it's too many distractions. If there's 20 people or 50 people meeting up, not everyone's going to be together at once. And some people are going to go away playing slots. Some people are going to be doing this. I think it has to, like a cruise, just go into one of the rooms and say, right, that's us, we're here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think it'd be good. So, but meeting people in real life is a good thing. And no doubt, because we only stay 20 minutes apart, then we'll probably go to a live poker game at some point.
Oh yeah, I sent you the stuff for the Scottish Poker League. I think we should try and go occasionally. Not religious every week to every single one, but
maybe once a month or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
What's that? There are no casualties. No casualties. NOS, New York. And then, Babs, I'll make sure you get my door keys, Slugs. Oh my God, you naughty, naughty, naughty girl. Right, so we're nearly done, Slugsy. You're over the hour, which means you've passed. Would you subscribe, or do you subscribe to PokerStars? What's your thoughts on the subscription?
I do. I've had multiple considerations about cancelling it because the chips you get from it are worthless when you've got millions. What's 300k? The free bets are worthless. But it's just that I like my props, Shuggy, and I know that one time I cancel it, they're going to give something that I want, and then I'll just be like, oh, I need to resubscribe. So it's that way. It's the whole discussion I had about spending money £1 an hour, and I think we get more than our money's worth out of paying whatever it is, 15 quid a month or something.
It's not even that. It's like $10 a month or something.
Yeah, so
and if can you imagine if PokerStars wasn't there because nobody paid $10 a month? How bad would we feel?
Well, it's one less takeaway a month, Shuggy. Like, what's that to AMD? It's nothing. So
it's nothing. Yep.
And
right,
if you play 20 plus hours a week,
it's wild. Last question. Can you think of any crazy things that you've seen at the tables, or anything you done that was crazy that you want to share? Oh, there's Bob saying, you all see that smell and I flip with my poker happy, right? Yeah, we see it. We see it. We see it.
Not really. The best thing the funniest thing I see at the table, to be honest, is you falling asleep.
Oh man, I do it often.
I suppose we could discuss the Chewy incident. My good friend Chewy, when I first met him, before he was my friend Chewy. So I'm sitting playing poker, just fairly new to the game, hadn't met all you guys before. I'd met you once before, and we just randomly spoke because we were both Scottish.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing with a guy, and no matter what the fuck I do, he calls and always beats me every fucking hand. And I'm starting to get the rage. And I said something to him just off cuff, just said something. And the fucker's just sitting there, and all I see is his avatar just go. And I'm like, did you just fucking wink at me?
Wait a minute, could you do that again? There you go, Babs.
And that was me. I lost it. I lost my shit. Like, proper steam coming out the ears, everything. Lost my shit. Ended up leaving the table, taking a break, coming back, seen you were on, jumped on to play with you. And I'm like, aye, Shuggy, you should have seen the guy I was playing with earlier. Absolute fucking arsehole. Calling every hand I called, beating me. No matter what I played, he beat me. And then the fucker winked at me.
What did he do?
And that's when you went. And that's the point you said to me, was it Chewy? Tall Chewy? I'm like, what? Was it Tall Chewy? Is the wee ding place for someone entering the table, and the cunt sitting across from me.
Good.
Never had so much rage in my life. I love Chewy now, but that moment in time, if I could have murdered someone at our table, it would have been you, Chewy. That question you asked me earlier, it would have been you.
There you go then. Who would you murder? That was a crazy question. Who would you murder? Okay, Slugsy. Well, there you go. 1 hour and coming up for 10 minutes. Fantastic. You've been brilliant. Just what I expected.
It's been a pleasure.
A good countryman, and getting your insight onto the game of poker and how you see it. So well done. Do you have any questions before you go?
No, I don't think so, other than when we're having this meetup. I'm game for us meeting up.
Yeah, and now for anybody, what we did touch on the cruise, right? This has to come from our American players because there's more of you than there is of us. for us to go to America, it's a big ask. It is a big ask. So it's something that needs to be done a year in advance, at least a year in advance. So what we need is we need somebody based in America that would like to be the coordinator of pulling this together. Now, when I say pulling this together, somebody in America can get better prices for the cruises than we can from Europe. So we need somebody to look at ships, look at itinerary, look at the best deal you can get, say, and put a post up and saying who would be interested in coming on the 24th of July, 2024 or 25. This is a rough price. If you're interested, put your name down. Who would like to do the admin and take that on board? So we need somebody to step up. Can't be me, can't be us from Europe. It's got to be somebody from America. And all we need to worry about is getting to America. So yeah, that's my answer to your question. We need someone to step up. So we'll like to have a think about it. Slugsy, we're going to go on the tables now. I'm going to go on. Time is getting on for us. It's now 10 past 11.
Right.
Bonnie, Scotland time. Did you hear the laugh? Chewie thought Bonnie was a place in Scotland.
Beside London.
Yes. So Shaggy, where exactly is Bonnie? Where is Bonnie? Are you serious? And I never gave him a hard time for it at the time because I felt embarrassed for him. Right.
But the best of it is he told someone on YouTube he knew someone from the same place.
Brilliant. Right, I'm going to kick off
pleasure,
now. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at the tables. Cheers,
right.
Slugsy.
We'll see you later.
Catch you.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye. Yeah, so there we go. That was our Slugsy. Yeah, Chewie met somebody from the same town. I'm off now. The round table closes for this week. Keep your posts active if you are on the page. Post some things. Post your experiences. Post your favourite hands or whatever. Post what you had for your breakfast. I don't care. Let's keep the group active and invite people onto the group from your tables. And this is going out to all the members that are actually in Mafia Mansion. There's lots of people in the round table that are on Mafia Mansion. However, I've tried to reach out. I've sent a message to the man, Flat Dog, I think it is, and saying that maybe the round table should do a collaboration with the Mafia Mansion and promote the social side and whatever they've got going on in the Mafia Mansion, because they're very good at what they do. But let's see if we can bring Mafia Mansion to life, as in what we do here every week. So have a good week round the tables, and don't forget, folks, give me your chips, 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 give me your chips.